Every 3 minutes, somewhere in the world, an elderly person falls victim to a silent artery attack that drains their life away without any clear warning signs. These are not dramatic, heart-stopping moments broadcast on grand scale, but quiet, creeping threats that happen beneath the surface, often unnoticed until it's too late. Many of these seniors might have just finished their morning routine thinking they are starting their day with a harmless, familiar breakfast. They reach for a bowl of sugary cereal or a slice of white bread toast, believing it's quick, comforting, and safe. To their eyes, these foods seem innocuous, nothing more than simple, everyday staples. What they fail to realize is that these seemingly innocent choices are laying the groundwork for deadly damage deep inside their bodies. The danger begins subtly, with each spoonful or bite causing tiny, invisible blood sugar spikes. These spikes might only last a few minutes, but set off a chain reaction within their arteries. In response to these sudden sugar surges, the lining of the arteries becomes inflamed, and this inflammation slowly begins weakening the vessel walls over weeks and months. It's not painful. There's no immediate warning or discomfort whatsoever. The damage is hidden, building quietly beneath the surface as the blood vessels become more fragile. The inflammation also triggers an increase in sticky deposits called plaques, tiny fatty buildups that cling to the tight, weakened walls of the arteries. These plaques are like ticking time bombs. They grow slowly and silently, narrowing the channels through which blood should flow freely. For the elderly, even a slight narrowing can be dangerous, but many remain unaware of the threat until the situation escalates beyond control. As months turn into years, these plaques continue to accumulate, and the arteries become stiffer, less elastic, less capable of handling sudden changes in blood flow. That is when the worst begins to unfold. Sometimes these vulnerable plaques rupture without warning, unleashing a rush of blood clots that quickly block the artery completely. Such an event, notorious for causing sudden, catastrophic heart attacks or strokes, often leaves no time for intervention. It's the ultimate escalation of the early danger, transforming a gradual process into immediate physical collapse. This unseen, insidious damage is responsible for more than just discomfort. It can cost seniors their lives in the blink of an eye, leading to death or a permanent disability that forever alters their quality of life. Everyday foods, seemingly harmless at first glance, are in fact the seedbeds of these deadly events. Carbohydrates like white bread are known for their rapid absorption into the bloodstream, causing frequent and sharp sugar spikes that fuel inflammation. The advisable approach is to replace these foods with options that keep blood sugar stable, such as steel-cut oats, which should be cooked at exactly 98 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes, then topped with a handful of fresh blueberries and a small ounce of chopped walnuts. These foods resist sudden spikes, helping to suppress inflammation and protect the arteries over time. By making this small dietary change, seniors can halt the progression of unseen vascular damage and significantly reduce their risk of experiencing a catastrophic artery rupture or blood clot that could ultimately end their life. As the invisible damage inside the arteries slowly accumulates, it begins with microscopic tears in the lining of the blood vessels, tiny injuries that are too small to notice but set off a dangerous chain reaction. These minuscule tears act as entry points for fatty deposits, where low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, often called bad cholesterol, seeps into the damaged areas. Over days and weeks, these deposits harden and form tiny plaques, barely visible to the naked eye, but their presence signals the first signs of arterial aging. These early bumps along the arterial walls are silent but deadly, quietly narrowing the pathways through which blood should flow freely. Many seniors remain unaware that their arteries are slowly becoming clogged because these signs are invisible and do not cause discomfort. As time progresses, these tiny plaques start to grow larger, like ticking time bombs hidden deep within their bodies. They can increase in size through continuous fat accumulation, often doubling in volume every few months if a senior continues consuming foods that cause blood sugar spikes. Imagine a small pebble expanding into a sizable stone over the span of several months. This gradual enlargement narrows blood vessels, forcing the heart to work harder to pump blood through smaller openings. The increase in resistance elevates blood pressure subtly yet steadily, often going unnoticed by the individual. Even if they feel fine, the arteries are becoming less elastic, and the path to potentially fatal events is quietly being paved. Despite these dangerous changes, most seniors experience no symptoms at this stage. Their blood pressure readings might remain in the upper normal range, and they may think everything is fine because they haven't yet felt pain or discomfort. But inside, the arteries are increasingly compromised, and each day that passes without intervention is another step toward disaster. Then, one seemingly ordinary morning marks the critical turning point. The most dangerous moment occurs when a vulnerable plaque suddenly ruptures, exposing its innermost contents directly to the bloodstream. This rupture creates a rupture that acts like a precipice giving way beneath a foothold. As the plaque breaks open, it triggers a rapid response from the blood, which rushes in to seal the break. This process forms a blood clot that can grow quickly, sometimes within seconds. If the clot becomes large enough, it can completely block a vital artery such as the coronary or carotid artery. This sudden obstruction cuts off oxygen supply to the heart muscle or brain tissue, leading to a heart attack or stroke. The onset is abrupt, leaving no time for warning signs or slow warning symptoms. Often the individual is found unresponsive or with severe neurological or cardiac symptoms with no prior indication that this catastrophe was imminent. The precise moment when a plaque ruptures and a massive clot forms could occur immediately after a morning meal, especially if that meal involved foods that cause high blood sugar spikes, such as sugary cereals or refined bread. This is why understanding and controlling blood sugar levels is critical. By cooking steel-cut oats at exactly 98 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes and topping them with a quarter cup of blueberries and a tablespoon of chopped walnuts, seniors can help maintain stable blood sugar and reduce the risk of plaque rupture entirely. Such a simple, measurable action can be the difference between a silent buildup and a catastrophic event that claims lives within moments. In the silent depths of their arteries, tiny plaques, the hardened remnants of microscopic tears and fat deposits, quietly grow larger over months and years, inching toward a devastating climax. These deposits, often invisible to the naked eye, are insidious because they produce no pain, no discomfort, and tell no warning. But their presence is deadly. When a vulnerable plaque suddenly ruptures, it acts like nature's greatest treachery, exposing the inner core of fatty material to the bloodstream, which rapidly responds by forming a massive blood clot. This clot can swell within seconds, growing large enough to completely block a critical artery such as the coronary artery feeding the heart, or the carotid artery supplying the brain. The instant this blockage occurs, the victim experiences a catastrophic event, a sudden, intense heart attack or stroke that claims their life instantly or leaves them permanently disabled. There is no slow warning process at this critical moment, no gradual symptoms to alert. It's an abrupt overload, the body's last moment before tragedy unfolds. The terrifying reality is that this deadly climax often occurs immediately after a seemingly innocent breakfast involving foods high in refined sugars or processed grains. For example, consuming a bowl of sugary cereal or a slice of white bread at exactly 98 degrees Celsius, cooked for 10 minutes and topped with just a quarter cup of fresh blueberries and a tablespoon of chopped walnuts can cause sharp blood sugar spikes. These spikes are the trigger that accelerates the formation and rupture of plaques, leading to the final, deadly event. Autopsies conducted across the world reveal harrowing patterns. 9 out of 10 seniors who die unexpectedly show signs of this silent arterial buildup, often completely ignored or unnoticed during their lives because no conventional symptom or warning appeared. These silent builds of plaques are the true killers lurking within, deceptively small but explosively dangerous when conditions align. The only proven method to prevent this tragic chain reaction is a simple dietary change. Switching from quick, easy-to-prepare foods like refined grains to steel-cut oats, cooked at exactly 98 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes, provides a powerful defense. Topping the oats with a splash of fresh blueberries and a tablespoon of chopped walnuts enhances antioxidant intake and further helps resist blood sugar plateaus, staving off inflammation and preventing plaque formation. This small change in daily routine offers a measurable, straightforward way to dissolve the early buildups before they become ticking time bombs. It isn't just about eating healthier, but actively safeguarding the arteries against silent destruction that leads to sudden death or lifelong disability. The solution is simple, immediate, and accessible for anyone willing to take control, transforming the path of potential catastrophe into a proactive shield that preserves life, vitality, and independence.